Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septira's Room. I want to thank everyone that have been enjoying all of my One Sheet Wonder projects in the past, and just recently I've made a few One Sheet Wonder projects, and I couldn't help myself but make another one for you all. And this one uses double-sided 12x12 paper. Another easy one for you, so I want to show you this one that I've made and put together, and then I'll also give you the tutorial if you want to make one as well. This one here is a Tri Fold Folio with lots of pockets, so you can put whatever you like that will fit inside the pockets. I've also added a vellum piece as an extra flip page just to give it some extra just to decorate the inside of the folio. But if you don't have any vellum or tracing paper, you can not worry about putting the extra flip page in here. But if you want to, you can, and just add another piece of paper instead to make it a little flip page. And this is the project, and the paper that I used to make this one, for those that wanting to know, I bought it here in Sydney in Spotlight, not far from where I live. My nearest Spotlight, which is like a craft store that sells fabric and craft supplies, scrapbook papers, is about 45 minutes from my place. And they had this 12x12 paper pad by Pebbles, Sunny Blooms collection. It's double-sided, and there are a lot of lovely fun prints in here that you could use for all of your projects. So I just grabbed this one and thought I'll see what I can make with one of these 12x12 papers. And so this is what I've made. Really fun to put together. I used some cotton fabric that I just tore to make the closure for the cover of the folio. So there's a lot of thread hanging around, so I just thread that through this part here that we're going to use for the tab. There is not a lot of wastage either when we make this base folio. And then here on the front of the cover, I did add an extra flip sort of little mini flip page. I just wanted to decorate the front without embellishing by just adding a little flip page. Inside is our little tuck pocket for some small ephemera pieces, and I'll also add this to the tutorial for you to give you an idea how, if you wanted to add that in there. Just another little extra tuck spot in the front. It flips open here to an angle pocket, which I've so far been enjoying making my pockets with these angle shape, because you've got this sort of an opening, so if you have smaller pieces of tags or whatever, it's not like a deep pocket where you can't get into it. You can still see the pieces that you want to store in there. I just cut apart these bits and pieces from the same collection in the paper pad just to show you what I've put in there and what you can put in there as well. Just a few tags, and then I just stacked them together. This is a piece of the paper from there I just cut out. I added a brad, just sort of make them into like a swing tags, and then you can just take these out and use them when you want. So that can go in there, and I just cut the paper to fit inside the pocket, and that goes in there nicely. I did make it a little bit higher than the actual cover just so you could see some of the pattern. Over here is a belly band where you can tuck some more pieces of your papers, like note cards, large tags, photos, recipe cards, documents, receipts, whatever you like that you can slide in here. I added a tag to the front of the belly band strip, so it's decorated with that. I had a couple of little of these scrap pieces as well from the paper collection. I just cut them into 2 thin strips, layered them together and glued it to the tag, and then just stuck an enamel dot to the front, so it looks like a tag with some little strips there. Opens up this way to a middle pocket here, little corner pocket, some more tags cut apart. So I use a paper clip to add these onto there. just a great way to store my cutter parts from the tag, from the collection, and I can put them all in here. So there's a nice wide space here that you can add some more longer pieces of your papers. At the back here is a top loading pocket. I simply just folded this, sorry, that's just another die cut from the collection. I just used another brad, made that into like a file tab cover. I didn't get a chance to add any papers in here to make a booklet, but just to give you an idea what you can fit in the back. And I thought that was just a good way to keep it closed. And then you can also write on the top here what the booklet is for, or what title or date the booklet. And this size is 7 inches by 7 inches by 6.5 inches in height. From there to there is 6.5 inches, and the width is 7 inches, and you just fold that in half. And then what I'd done was I just cut along about 1/2 inch in. I cut it and cut it on this side, and then angle cut the top part to pull the tab part. If you want to see how I make one of these, you can leave a comment and I'll quickly show you how to make one of these file tab folder covers. Happy to show you how to make these. You can make these in any size you like to, and then it just looks nice in there. This is the vellum piece where I made it into like a flip page. I just think it adds a little bit of texture inside and just just looks nice inside. So this is the part that I was saying that if you don't have any vellum, you can also use tracing paper. You can just grab another piece of paper to create this extra flip page. And if you have single-sided paper, that would be great too, because you'll have the pattern print on one side. The other side will be the white part where you can maybe do some journaling or document the folder or whatever you like. You can use that as a spot to do some writing. So that's another option. Over here is a side pocket. I just decorated the side pocket with another cutter part and just used a paper clip to hold that in place. I've got in here, I made a match booklet, and this is also from the same collection. I made the booklet to fit inside. If you want, I can do another quick video if you want to see how I made these too, so that you can have the measurements if you want to add that into your folio. I can do another video for you quickly so that you've got all the measurements to make it. And then this was stapled down here to hold that pocket in place, so that just goes in there. I had a strip of the paper which was like the piece that's on the paper pad. I just wrapped that around to the back to cover the staple bit, and that's another great way to store some of your tags as well, or whatever you like in there, and that fits nicely in there. And I just thought that's just a simple way to decorate the side. And then I punched that out to create a notch, and then that piece I put over here, punched a hole, used some crochet string to add these little dangles. These are just hearts that I use my heart punch, punched out 4, and then just glued them back to back to decorate this one. I thought that looks really pretty. And that was the belly band part, and this is the cover. So a nice fun tri-fold folio with vellum flip page. Lots of pockets, lots of places to tuck a few pieces of your paper supplies. Let's make one of these. Let me just grab my paper. So this is another piece from the 12 by 12, just so you could see how it looks like. This is the one that I made as a practice to see if it was going to work with my measurements. That's how it looks like without all the bits and pieces and embellishing inside. So you can see there's a pocket, 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 pocket. That's the belly band here. This is an old paper from an old collection of mine from a few years back, and I just wanted to use this paper. So that is how it looks like without anything inside. So that was my sample. This is a double-sided paper, and then there is the piece of vellum. I'll just give you the measurements for the vellum piece. It's 5 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry, 4 inches. 4 inches by 5 3/4 of an inch. That's way out of my measurements. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 4 inches and 5 3/4 inches in height. All right, so what we're going to do first, this is my cover. I'm going to have my cover facing down. Hope these straps don't play with your eyes. Hopefully not. Should have got a different pattern paper, but let's just, hopefully this won't bother you. So I've got the cover facing down, and I want it this way with the straps that way. And then we are going to score 3.5 inches all the way down. So I'll just go down 3.5 inches all the way down, and 8 inches. So it was 3.5 inches and 8 inches. We're going to turn it around this way, and then we're going to score it at 6 inches all the way down. And that's all the scoring. We've got that score line here that was at the 3.5 inches. So you want that on the left side and the 8-inch score line on your right. We're going to come down here. We're going to cut up on both sides and stop at the 6-inch mark. So we're just going to cut along on both sides, going up and stopping at that middle score line. Okay, so we've got that. So you've got that piece now. This piece here in the middle, we're going to bring that to the back and then press that down. Then you've got these two pieces. This piece here, I'm going to trim off a little bit off of this side, just a tiny bit. I'm going to flip it around this way because it's easy for me to cut. I'm just going to cut a tiny piece going in, maybe 1/8 of an inch is enough. It's just when we fold it over, it's not going to sit on that fold line. Let me just turn this back over this way. Then we're going to bring this piece up now. We're just going to fold everything first, so we've got it all, so you know what everything is. So that's why we trimmed that a little bit, so we want it just beside that score line. Let's also bring this piece up. So now we have that all done. What we want to do now, this piece here, we want to go in 1 inch, and we're going to cut this piece out. So we're going to go in 1 inch and cut it out. You can just mark it and then cut it out. I'm going to use, or you can use your scoreboard to mark it, and then use your paper trimmer. I might just use my scoreboard first, just to make it easy. I'm just going to flip it that way. I'm just going to line it there on the whichever 6 inches is fine. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in 1 inch, and then I'm going to score that all the way down, stop at that score line. You can use your trimmer or just hand cut it. I might just use my trimmer so I can get a nice straight line. Or you can just go straight in here and go on at the 1 inch. And then I'm just going to cut that, stop at that score line. And then we're just going to remove that 1-inch piece. Okay, I'm just going to bring it back so you can see where everything was. So let me just bring that all back out. So this is where we made the 2 cuts. This middle piece goes to the back. This piece gets folded up, or we trim off that little piece there at about 1/8 of an inch. We've cut that little strip out going in at 1 inch, and this piece also goes up. We'll put this piece to the side. We'll create a notch on here for now. So I've got a 2-inch circle punch. You can use whatever circle punch you have. You can use a 1-inch if that's all you have. That's also fine. 1.5 inch will be fine too. Most of you may not have the larger size circle punch, so I'm going to just use the 1-inch. Most of us would have the 1-inch circle, so I'm going to use this one so you can see that you can still work with this size. And I'm just going to punch it here, anywhere you like really. I'm just going to, actually I might keep the flowers. I might just do it here. I'm going to go in halfway, punch that out, keep that to the side. So then you have your notch there. I'm also going to put a notch here in the middle. And I'm also just going to use the 1-inch one. And I'm just going to go halfway. I'm going to keep that. We'll keep that to the side. And then we've got this piece here. This piece here, we are going to cut that into an angle. And what I've done was I went in about 1 inch in and probably about 1 3/4 up. So you want a nice long angle triangle. I'm going to use my trimmer. Actually, I won't use my trimmer for this. I will. Just want to make it easy for you. Let's do that. Let's just fold this in. I'm going to fold this so you can see where everything goes before we glue it all. Okay, we're going to fold that in. We'll fold this now. This is going to be the front. And that is how once we cut that out, that'll line up. That is how it will look. That'll be your cover. You open that up, and this is going to be the part we're going to angle cut. This is the other part, and then you've got that. So what I'm going to do, let's grab the trimmer. I'm going to use a trimmer to make this cut. Just find what's easiest for you to cut your angle piece. So this is the paper I'm going to cut. Just going to slide that in, just whatever's easy for me. I'm just going to go that way. So I'm going to go in about 1 inch and about 3/4 there. And that's the piece I'm going to keep. Just going to bring that back. So there we have that angle piece. I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch in here and trim that off. So I'm just going to come in about there. Quarter of an inch is enough. A little bit more is fine, doesn't matter. So we don't need that piece. That's just a little X piece that we don't need. So now that will give us room to close your folder. Now we can glue everything together and assemble it all. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this one before we do that. Let's glue down the back first, and then we'll add the vellum piece. And that's simply just gluing the 2 sides down. So we'll get some glue. And then we can close that up, and that will give us that back pocket. And we can glue this piece down. We'll go along to this side and glue this one down. And that's just adding glue to the edge on one side only. that part's all done. We've got this piece here left to do that. We've got this vellum piece. This is the one that was 4 inches by 5 3/4 inch. On one side, we're just going to score at 1/2 inch, or you can just fold it. And I'm just going to angle cut these 2 pieces. You can fold that down. Got that piece. This is going to get placed inside like that. So you can see it is a little bit shorter than the height of the cover, which I did that on purpose. I wanted the height to be inside the pocket. Just it looks more, just to sort of not have everything of the same height. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to glue the back part. I'm going to add glue here. And you want to line it beside the fold line and sort of in the middle between the 2 edges of the top and bottom. So let's just see if we've got that just beside. And you just want to hope that this will sit in there like that. That's what we want. We want that so it sits in there. So you might need to just sort of adjust it a little bit till it sits in there nicely. So once you're happy with that, you've got that glued in place, we're going to now add glue to this side. And up the top here. I just wanted to just check something. Oh, I'm just going to take this out a bit. Hopefully yours hasn't glued up yet, but I'm just going to take that out for a bit. I just realized we've got to put something in there. I'm just going to press that in place now. That has now given us the flip page and your side pocket. Sorry about this part, but if you've already glued it down, it's still not a problem. You might just have to do this part like that, which will still be fine. You wanted to add one of these inside here so it just sits nicely. So these are the 2 pieces of the circle piece that we had. You can choose which one you want to use. I'm just going to use that one. It's going to go there. And then I might put that one here. And then this one here is going to go inside, in there like that. It just looks neater on the inside. But if you've already glued it, I do apologize. You can still just place it on the front like that. It's still fine. But my glue hasn't set yet, so I'm able to just take that out. Let's just do this one first. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the edge here. Sort of place that as best I can in line with the part that I punched out. Just to give me enough room so I could use my hole punch to punch a hole there. And then the same with this one. We're just going to add some glue. You can decide which side you want facing the front. So I'm going to, I might just go the opposite for this one. Just place that in the center, and now I can glue that in. So I hope you were able to remove your pocket out if you've already glued it in. So it just looks neater if it's inside, but either way doesn't matter. So now that's all glued, and there is your notch for your trim for enclosure. And that is all done there. Just got a couple more little pieces to add, and that's these two pieces. This is the part that we cut out. I placed mine here. You can place yours over here if you like. You can go this way if you like. So you can place it wherever, like you can add it here if you wanted to. You could, you know, you can go that way and then just trim off the extra piece out of here. So there's a lot of ways you can place this little piece, but I'm going to add mine over here. And doing this the same, just placing it beside that fold line. So you can open and close it. That pocket's done now. We've got 1, 2, 3 pockets. Side pocket. We've got this piece, and this is the part for the belly band, which will go right over here. That's simply adding glue to the top and bottom. You've got another spot to slide in some other things you may want to slide in there. And that is the Tri Fold Folio folder with 1 12x12 double-sided paper. If you want to add the little cover flip like I have, what have I got here? Let's make one of those just so you could see. And you can just embellish it and decorate the front. But I've got, so this was a 3x4 cut apart from the paper pad. You can use any 3x4 note card, journaling cards, anything you like that will fit in the front of the cover. I'm not gonna, I don't have anything there. I'm just going to use a tag, and let's see, we'll just use this one. So you can use a tag if you like. I've also got that. I could use that. Maybe I'll use that. I'll use a tag just in case you want to use your tags. We all have heaps of tags and sometimes we don't know what to do with them. Let's grab a tag and we'll use that as the flip cover like this one. You'll also need another smaller piece of paper, a rectangle piece, a little bit smaller than the size of your tag. Maybe I can use that. Can I use that? Maybe I can use that. Just enough so that you've got room to tuck some of your pieces. I'm just going to use this one. It's already cut out. So what I've done here, I'm going to use my scoreboard to give me a nice line, a fold line. That's going to go in the front, and I want to make a score line on the left side. Just a little score line about 1/4 inch. You can just fold it if you don't want to do that. And that's pretty all there is to that. You can also punch out your tag hole there and add some trim to decorate that. I'm going to fold that over. That will be the swing tag, the swing part to open and close. And I'll place that, let's see. I might just place that over here. Like that. And what I might do, because I want that to be the same angle as that, I'm just going to do it as best I can. So it looks the same. Best I can anyway. And that can go there. We just glue. Let me just cut this piece out. Add glue to the part that's going to be placed. I'll place it in the middle, about there. I've got this piece. I'm going to just, did I do that? I'm going to use my 1 inch. Just create a little notch. And glue the 3 sides. Place that also just beside the fold line. That'll give me a little tuck pocket. This is your little flip. What else have I got here? I might add this piece. My granddaughter came into my room and she's learning how to use the scissors now. She's been cutting my papers and she's gone and found this piece and cut this out, which is alright. So I'm going to use this. She likes going into my room and playing with all of the papers, and she's not playing with them, she's cutting all of my papers, as whatever papers she sees, and she starts cutting them. So I have to put all of my good papers away so she doesn't cut them out, which she has done already. But being my granddaughter, I was not angry at her for doing that. I can't get angry anyway, it's just paper. And I'm going to place that there just to sort of decorate that part and make it into like a little tab. So I'm going to add that there, just to make it a bit more of a fun little piece. That's cute already. So that is that part done, and then you can tuck in some little ephemera pieces in there. You've got that part for a booklet. You can add a nice a booklet or a little mini journal in there. There is your belly band part, another pocket there. This is your top pocket there. And then another pocket there. You can keep adding another pocket here if you want. You can add another pocket here, make another tuck pocket. So there is so many spots. You can add another pocket on this side, more pockets there. Have fun with this folio. You can do so much with it. Embellish it, decorate, or add all of the goodies. Add your favorite trim. Punch a hole here. Let's just do that now. Just punching a hole there. Then you can add your favorite trim for your closure. I'm going to punch a hole on this one. You can also do the same here. Add some string and some dangles and add that down here and let it hang off the bottom like I have. But this is another fun one sheet wonder using a double-sided 12x12 paper. I made a Tri Fold Folio. Another fun, easy project for you. Thank you for joining me here again on my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.